Hey guys, and welcome back to Become a God. This episode I'm going to be piloting Beastmaster Green, a new mono green deck that has picked up in popularity. It was first created by Hunter, but has been adopted by other competitive players and used in top level competitive play. This deck is very linear, very easy to pilot. Basically, you just build defensively, play your Beastmasters, play your creatures, they get powered up and overwhelm your opponent. Very easy deck to get into Faeria if you're looking to look for something that doesn't require as much brain power, you can say. You know, has a lot of, like I say, a linear game plan, very good for long ladder climbs because you won't exhaust yourself over a long period of time. A very good tournament deck as well if you're playing in a long Swiss or you're playing in a long bracket, because it allows you to, like I said, save that brain power for later on when you need to play in those more high-stake matches. So yeah, this is a great deck to ladder with right now, I think. It's very hard to deal with. Certain decks do pretty well against it. I think Soul Eater, the green-yellow sack, does pretty good. But most decks get overwhelmed by it. Like blue-red Gemshell, for example, can't really handle this deck once you get two Beastmasters down. You want to slam those two Beastmasters down and then play a load of big guys, and then their Firestorms are not going to even touch them. So yeah, this deck is pretty good, and we're going to take it for a spin on the ladder, so let's see how it performs. Alright guys, into our first game. Ancient Beastmaster, fantastic pickup for us. We could even just keep this hand. We go turn to Ancient Beastmaster, depending on what we play against. Sometimes we don't want to run into removal straight away. And then turn 3 Grove Guardian, maybe even Ancient Boar. I'm going to try this hand. I think it looks pretty strong. And it does kind of gear towards this whole Ancient Beastmaster game plan. Buffing this up to a 6-7 is really good, and then buffing this up to a 5-6. It's going to be fantastic. We'll see what our opponent is playing. Last time I played against Zamas, we were playing the same deck. Or at least he was playing this deck. It's pretty good, so yeah, we can get our Beastmaster down nice and early. Worst case scenario is we get double spidered, but I'm not going to play around double spider. I don't want to play around that combination. Seems a little ambitious, and if I get punished by double spider, so be it. It's happened. What can I do? Let's see what my opponent gets up to next. I'm going to build on the opposite side. And look at that. It's an Ancient Beastmaster. Who would have thought? Alright, so do we go down this side now? I think so. I think we just stick to the game plan. And look at that. Powered up to a 6-7. So not even double Firestorm could touch this if we were in the blue-red matchup. Is that another Beastmaster? So yeah, this is how the mirror is played out. Who can get two Beastmasters first? Right, I'm actually gonna give up Faeria and Golem for a couple of turns because I do want to start applying pressure. Because my opponent will win with two Beastmasters if we both play the sit back and build a big green army plan, because his guys are going to be much stronger than mine. Oh, and that is the death of my mouse, guys. I just need to plug this in a moment. Let's see. It looks like so my opponent is going to try and match me. There we go. And Oakland. I'm not playing Oakland in my version, actually. I've decided to go for more power-ups, but I think Oakland's probably worth. Oh, look at this! It's ridiculous. What is going on? I will say straight up, guys, I do not like this deck at all. I really dislike it, but I think it's worth showcasing because, like I said, it's quite an easy deck to pilot. So if you're looking for something easy going to play on ladder, this is a really good choice. But I really dislike this deck conceptually. It's just rewards you for doing nothing, essentially. Like, I feel like the decision trees in this deck is so minimal. It's just like, oh, do I play this guy and power up, or do I play this guy and power it up? It's like, yeah, not the type of Faeria I like to play. I like to play Faeria where there's a lot of decisions to make. That's what I really enjoy about the deck. And as you can see, I'm getting pretty overwhelmed here. The double Beastmaster taking its toll. I do get Faeria and Golem. That's not bad, I guess. But let's see what this Willow Feed brings us. Eridan. That's actually pretty good. I might actually feed this now. Just so my Firing Golem gets that extra power up. This kind of matches Beastmaster in some ways. It's pretty good. I could trade these off, clear this out, play Firing Golem. This then dies to this, so maybe I Elderwood. Push it out of reach. Yeah, we'll do that. Yep, goodbye Runin. Hello Firing Golem. There we have it. This deck is a good way to teach you how to fight on board. I think that's one of the one thing Mono Green's always been good at. Teaching you how to trade efficiently, how to clear creatures, kind of like micromanage your creature's life stats, and prioritize which creatures to keep alive. So if you are new to the game, definitely a very good deck to start off with. Yeah, as soon as Runin like gets dies once, Beastmasters become pretty crazy. Like Runin's literally just jumped twice. Like just jumped up ahead. It started off as a 6/6 and now it's an 8/8. Spider-Man. Oh, this is really good. Okay. Right, we've killed one of them at least. Let's just keep putting stuff down. We're doing pretty good, actually. The Eridan leveled the playing field, but I think the Oakland is going to be a big problem. I actually really want to tech Voice of Truth into this for the mirror. I might actually do that after this game. I'll just make some adjustments because I'm not playing Oakland. I've decided to play more power-ups in my version. And I played Emperor's Command as well. I want Emperor's Command to help me with the blue matchup to make sure I can kill those libraries. But I think Voice of Truth, if this deck is pretty popular right now from where I've been playing, and being able to counter the Oakland power-ups is really nice, but also being able to just like trim the power levels of creatures that have been buffed by the Beastmaster. So let's say we have a 7/8 Grove Guardian from a double Beastmaster buff. Your opponent might not play around a Voice of Truth. But now I'm in the miserable position of this card being very, very good. It's a shame, really. So I can just kill this. Move and kill this. I might just forest and make a rune in. That seems okay to me. He's gonna get one power up. So we have more creatures on board. This is gonna play into our favor heavily because we have more Faeria collection going on. We're tri-collecting at this point. Our opponent has been so focused on stabilizing on the right side, hasn't had time to develop on the left-hand side of the top of his orb to start collecting Faeria again. Now, I'm assuming whatever got buffed by the Oakland's going to come down. As long as it's not a spider, I don't think I care. Maybe Firing Golem would be a little troublesome. It's going to be huge. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be an issue. We'll see. Gonna actually, now that I mention that, go into develop to the other side. Take out my spider. But had the opportunity to take out my Beastmaster there, but didn't take it. Very interesting. Didn't go for collection as well. Alright. Alright, okay. Let's take this aggro forest now while we have the chance. Go for the collect. Off we go. Just keep pushing up. I felt like I was at a serious disadvantage when my opponent had the double Beastmaster and then had the Runin, but that Eridan just picked me up so well with the combination of those two Faeria golems. Is that the spider? No, it's a 14/14 Runin. That's a pretty big Runin. It does die at the hands of both of these creatures. It's pretty good. Oh, wow. Feels good, guys. Alright, we can just stick this Beastmaster down here. Get some power up from the Beastmaster because see, this deck is just ridiculous. What's going on? We'll go for the Spider-Man. Kill the spider. Which makes it... And the reason I'm doing this is because Runin then can't be played on the follow-up turn. So I can clear this now. And then I can finish this off. And then my opponent's Faeria starved. So it actually worked out for me. Like, maybe I don't even need the Voice of Truth. I was just a bit afraid of the Oakland, but because I hit Runin, it was really good for us. Willow's not too bad because Willow is actually quite... Yeah, it's a 2/8, so it plays around the ball. And the +1 does allow our friend to play Runin again, which is pretty good. I'll take a draw. Let's see what's happening. Oh, a ball. Very nice. So we'll ball. How much power is the ball going to have? We're going to get double power up. So let's do it this way instead, because it's not going to have enough to challenge the Willow, whereas Runin on this side will have enough to challenge. And then we can hit for 7. Just start maneuvering these in a position where they can actually do something. Just march our guys up. Emperor's Command might be quite handy. I'm not sure. Like, my opponent has a handful of cards but no Faeria to do anything with. I was quite lucky because I had double feed, so double feed was also a big turning point for me there. Was it looks like my opponent didn't draw any feed the forests. So yeah, this I completely forgot Oakland was in this build, and I opted for Emperor's Command or Tiki Caretaker instead. It really much depends. But yeah, Oakland's quite slow actually. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of it. It's very good in this deck because it's just making your guys even bigger, but I don't know, the deck already has very big creatures with the Beastmasters. So does it even need it? Who knows? Let's just keep this current build I have. I don't want to make any changes. And move on to the next match. Alright guys, into our next game. I know I've been giving this deck a hard time. And I do apologize. It's mono green. It's just one of those decks that doesn't really sit with me well, but it's strong. So I did want to showcase it to you guys to give you an idea of the power level of this deck and where it kind of stands right now. And hello, let's be friends. Krog always wants to be friends with everyone. But I think it's a debate. I think he debates people because he wants to Krog them. If you click, I'll use the unique at a very at an opportune moment if I get to. It's a bit BM-ish though. But I am playing BM green, so it makes sense. I think Krog's a perfect candidate for this deck. So we're going to get the Willow set up on the left-hand side. We didn't find a Beastmaster. Now, I would probably hard mulligan for Beastmaster and Eridan. Unless you just want to keep a Harvester just to be on the safe side. But yeah, Beastmaster and Eridan are the cards you want to see nice and early because you want to get those power-ups as quickly as possible. Not going too well for me so far. Tiki Caretaker as a 3/3 is not too bad here. I get to defend my well, so if the Water Elemental can move here instead, and then I can force it to move away there. I can go explore forest, and hopefully I pick up like a Grove Guardian or something, or a this doesn't remove Version Force actually. Faeria Golem I can't play just yet. For Goro, oh my goodness. Yeah, so like a Grove Guardian would be pretty good, like just be able to explore Forest Grove. This is reminiscent of old Ram decks. Alright, Grove Guardian. Nope. I think a piggy's not too bad, actually. I'm gonna put something down at least. That can cause some trouble. Wow, actually we're in Frog Tosser range, and we're actually in Skywhale range right now. It's looking pretty good for my opponent. Oh, a mountain. So this is the Gem Shell Tortoise variant. Potentially. It probably is. Alright, let's feed this guy up. Nom nom nom. Feed him to the land. Oh, excellent. So things are starting to look a little better now. Because now we can use a cheeky spider here. Get the Faeria Golem as a 611. Nice and durable. Hopefully we don't run into Frogify here. There is enough lakes for it, but if there's a Frogify, it's a Frogify. There's nothing I can do about it. It's going to happen. There's actually not enough Frogifys in the world to beat this deck sometimes. Because it's just so many creatures. Once you get the Beastmasters going, or once you get the Eridan down, everything becomes a threat. For a mountain, go into the Frog Tosser, kill the Beastmaster, very nice. Get that little frog over there. I am getting flooded by all these green creatures. Take a draw. Let's feed this Willow. We just want to keep digging. Maybe get another Beastmaster down. We got to kill this. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna Elder with this. I don't mind this guy dying so much. Simply because I feel like if I invest the Elderwood here, Frogify is such a massive blowout, whereas I do get to keep my Deepwood Stalker. I am in the Garadan Firestorm range, but hopefully that won't be a big issue going forward. Another reason I wanted to play this deck as well, because I want to see what decks do well against it. Because I personally find it very frustrating to play against this green deck. So if I can find a deck that if I can see a deck that beats it from other players, I might be adopting that deck for a future episode. Teach me, Cardinal. Teach me the ways of beating the BM. To be fair, Cardinal did have a crazy land ramp turn. Going for the old jump there. Another mountain. Into Skywhale. Okay. Not going to help at this point. Not going to help at this point. Either. So I just move this out of reach of the Shifting Octopus. And then maybe I can use a power-up if I draw my Elderwood Embrace or my Tiki Caretaker to finish off Moby and get my Faeria Golem back. Oh, is that just creation here? Oh yeah, this is not looking good. Nice little creation there on Moby to devour my spider. Faeria Golem's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just counting up the boar here, seeing if I can get enough for it. It's not a bad response actually. It's a little bit of a shame because this Moby just has like an awful creature in it, which I don't really care about anymore, and it can take out my Beastmaster, and I would lose my board to it if I don't pick up a power up. Is it another creation? Yeah, it's another creation. Into another Moby. So what do I need now? Emperor's Command would be okay. And that's going to be it. So, turns out 3 Sky Whales is still very strong. And a pretty clean way to deal with this deck. But, like I said, a lot of land ramp at the beginning was very strong for my opponent, whereas my hand was very weak. I think if we were on an even playing field, I might have been able to hold off a little better. But then again, like I said, this deck is quite defensive, so it would give my opponent time to set up that Moby, maybe get those creations going. But yeah, there we go. There is a loss for Beastmaster. Let's get into the next match. Alrighty guys, into our next game. Gonna mulligan all of this, don't want any of these guys. And we picked up a Willow. It's not too bad actually. With the boar, because we can get this down turn 3. And we do have a spider if we need to remove like a Mochi or maybe some green yellow sack cards. Or even a smoke card like Orodin Fanatic. And hopefully we're playing against yellow. I'd rather play against yellow rush with green instead of red. Red's not too bad if you get the Faeria Golems. If you get those Faeria Golems down, and if you're running Verdant Force, can be very powerful. An early Eridon could be really good with, say, like Ancient Beastmaster into Grove Guardian, because that pushes it 1 life and 1 attack in reach of Queen's Guard, which is a very popular card we see in Red Rush. So there's a few things that need to happen in order for it to be exceptional, you could say. Now I want to protect my Beastmaster. And that's what I'm gonna gear towards this turn. We'll go for Beastmaster Willow on the same side. And then we can develop Boar on the left next turn. We do miss a Faeria collection, which is a little unfortunate, but like I said, very interested in protecting this Beastmaster now, because this could snowball for me in this matchup, depending what I'm playing against. I played against Green Rush earlier, and I got absolutely wrecked. I couldn't stop a Verdant Force with a power-up, which is another reason why I was talking about Voice of Truth, in case I ran into it again. It's going to be Crumbling Golem, Queen's Guard, like I said. It's a bit of a problem without the right cards to tackle it, but Ancient Boar is actually pretty good. It's going to really help here. Dash here. Do I want to dash to force this into my Willow? I think so. I do allow it to collect instead, which is something I don't want to do. But it's going to gain a Faeria anyway. If this gets a Gift of Steel, how do I deal with it? You know what, let's... But if it gets a Gift of Steel, it gets to move here and collect and clear my boar. So let's just leave our boar where it is. This is going to be pretty difficult to kill. It's going to take combo removal, which is not too bad in my case, because that's a Flame Burst potentially not going to my orb. If it's like double Flame Burst to kill it, fantastic. If it's Flame Burst Ground Shaker, not too bad either. So it's going to move with the Gift of Steel. So yeah, it's going to go for the Gift of Steel anyway, but it moves out of position. It doesn't get to play aggressively, which is why I made the decision of staying here instead of going here. So yeah, I can smell a Gift of Steel coming. No, wait, maybe just making the Axe Grinder spot. I guess we'll find out what's gonna happen. Looks like our opponent is also trying to make the decision. Go face, move into an aggressive position. Gift of Steel, clean that out. 4 life remaining. Into Brute. That is a fantastic draw. Very happy with that. Let's take a forest here. This push, and like I said, Grove Guardian, just pushing me out of range of the Gift of Steel attack range as well. We're in a position now where this actually just clears Queen's Guard. Another Gift of Steel? Come on, don't be mean. It's not too bad. I have Spider. I can finish it off with a Spider. But this gets to hit my orb, which I'm not too keen on, to be honest. Not too keen. Now, if we played against Yellow Rush, we would have the best hand in the world. 2 Willows, Spider. How would Yellow Rush ever get through? It just wouldn't. It would never hit my orb. Red Rush, like I said, a little difficult if you don't draw the right cards. Against Yellow Rush, most of the green stuff is going to work out quite nice, but stuff like Deepwood Stalker doesn't have much effect against Red Rush unless you get Eridan down, because then you can at least kill. You could at least kill like a Brigand. This might actually be Lou's Immortal Combat deck, where instead of going for like Ground Shakers and stuff, it decides to use cards like Safeguard, uses Campfire. It just wants to make sure the combat creatures will always win combat. It's just gonna go in. Maybe I should have went here. Oh, Grove Guardian again. Feels good. Let's take a draw this time. We have a good amount of forests. Beastmaster. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't have the luxury of Beastmaster right now. We need a feed. If I pick up a feed, I'm going to be in a very good spot, because I can go Forest Feed, play Beastmaster, play another Willow, or play Beastmaster into something else I draw. Hopefully another Grove Guardian. I just want Grove Guardians all day right now. Now, I do believe there is another Gift of Steel in hand. Unless that hover was for the Campfire. Very much depends. Hellfire. Interesting. Pretty good Hellfire for me. Empress Command, please. Alright, let's keep drawing. Oh, there's the feed. Alright. Let's get the Beastmaster down. We might actually want to get a Willow down in case there's another Hellfire. He's not even close to another Hellfire, so I don't think it's a big deal. Let's stick the Beastmaster over here. We'll gear up for a Beastmaster play. Like a good solid Willow play. Because I wouldn't actually mind the Willow. I don't know, we'll probably feed this one, because this Willow at free attack can kill a Brute and a Queen's Guard in 2 hits. But this is in a very good position, because now I could go here, here, and then just feed this. But maybe I don't want to feed it anymore, simply because my opponent could just have another Hellfire. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to feed. I'm going to draw. Okay. Kind of wish I'd landed now, but it's fine. Just making my creatures as big as possible. I just want to soak up Hellfire at this point. +1. Doomsday. No. Rebel Slinger? Oh my goodness. Is that just double Flame Burst? Yeah, double Flame Burst. Yep. And there we have it. So a burn deck did pretty well against this Beastmaster build as well. Didn't really have the right hand to fight red at that point. Picking the Grove Guardians was good, but my opponent got too much going in the early game for me to stop it. But yeah, that's a red burn rush. Very interesting. Let's get into the next game. Alright guys, into our next game. Going against Mino. This is going to be a roller coaster of a match for me. Arguably the best player in Faeria right now. I don't see there's anyone as good as Mino. So based on results, at least. Results he's been fantastic. You know, getting multiple accounts up to top 10 God rank, winning opens, all sorts of stuff. Very, very strong player. Mountain coming down here. I think I'm just gonna wait. This might seem strange, like, why would I not play the Beastmaster? Don't want it to get killed. That's the answer there. Red could use... I don't know if players are playing Firebomb yet. I would definitely consider Firebomb in this meta. But I also want to... I want to play around, like, Cypher's Wrath, Flame Burst, those kind of combo removal. I want to make sure this thing sticks to the board. That's why I'm going for the preemptive power up. It still dies to double flame burst, to be fair, but at least I'm trying to force my opponent to have that answer. And to be fair, double flame burst to my Beastmaster would be a nice refreshing change from double flame burst to my face, which happened last game. So yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, so this is a bit of a problem. We do have an answer in the form of Emperor's Command Spider. Does get that Faeria refund, so Mino is sitting on a very healthy amount of Faeria going into the next turn with a lot of cards in hand. We could see Aggressive Mountain into maybe Ground Shaker, Aggressive Mountain to Axe Grinder. It's going to be the Axe Grinder. Cypher's Wrath. Yeah, things are looking pretty good for us, actually. Might feed this. Maybe I feed this instead. Yeah, let's feed this guy. Cause I want to find Faeria Golem. Not allowed Faeria Golem, but this is actually works out okay. I was considering feeding this because a 2/8 is pretty good in this situation. I have a pretty strong answer to this. Like, say this gets Gifter Steeled and then it gets clears this in one hit. This spider can finish it off, or I can finish off with this spider. If Flame Burst was to come down, I can do the same. So I had a couple of good options going into the next turn. Ground Shaker, and then I can just spider this guy now instead. Oh man, spiders for days. Let's take a draw. Grove Guardian, fantastic. So I can clear this, double spider this into Grove Guardian, right? 11 Faeria. Spider. And a spider. And a Grove Guardian. Which is 2 life out of reach of the Ground Shaker. So, like, Horsemaster Cypher's Wrath is pretty good here. Horsemaster Flame Burst, Horsemaster Gift of Steel. But I am chipping away at Mino's options here. These that Gift of Steel on the Axe Grinder is not being used on a Brigand or a Grimguard, which is where you want that card to be used. Captain could shuffle some more into the deck. But now I just want to pick up Faeria Golems. Faeria Golem, Faeria Golem, Faeria Golem. That's all I want. I'm not asking for much in my life. Just a couple of Faeria Golems. Alright, let's move that to block the collection. And we'll leave Grove Guardian here, maybe? Yeah, I think we leave Grove Guardian in this position. Just because I don't want to give value to the Cap 10. The Cap 10 clears the rune in. It goes up to 10 life, and I can finish it off with the Grove Guardian. Then I can potentially play Beastmaster into rune in and get that double power up, which we saw in our first match, where we have that 6/6 rune and just go straight up to 8/8. So, we'll see what happens. It does go for the clear. Gonna go for a Ground Shaker, get that collection in. Yep, she's back. Another Beastmaster. Alright, so we don't have enough for the double Beastmaster play. I could double neutral up and then runing up this way. And clear the Ground Shaker. I'll just clear Cap 10. +1. Doesn't really help here. Let's take a draw. Faeria Golem might just be better. At this point. No, I think I want to keep playing Runin. Let's just abuse Runin's power here. Runin's now a Veteran Force, basically. And then next time I summon it, it's going to become a 9/9. And then if I can get another Beastmaster down somewhere, maybe if I pick up a Feed the Forest, I'll be able to just keep snowballing this card out of control. Biggest concern could be Crystal Flower. Mina might be running Crystal Flower as a way to counter this green deck since it's picked up in popularity recently. But we'll see. We'll see what the options are. Faeria Golem's a great pickup for me. It's just that very durable creature that's going to be an absolute nuisance. And one feed I think is going to tip me right over the edge, just because I'll be able to play Beastmaster plus something, and then get that double power up, and then I have those 2 Beastmasters down. I mean, I could have taken the opportunity to play slower here and pick up the 2 Beastmasters, but I didn't want to, because I want to continue contesting the left-hand side. Okay. What's happening here? Not letting me push up. I like this move. Very good move there. Again, I'm just going to dig for feed. Boar is actually pretty interesting. Actually, yeah, Boar's really good here. Because I can do this. Oh, no. No, I can't. I messed up. I messed up that, guys. I needed to play Beastmaster first into Boar. I'll just go for the... that was such a good opportunity to set up another Beastmaster. I'm really sad about that. Maybe it's time to just get Faeria Golem down. Yeah, okay. Mistakes were made. Even kings make boo-boos. Very wise word from our Lord the Krog. Lord and Master. Savior of Faeria. Even a superhero. Would you ever have thought that Krog was a superhero? So double neutral, gonna allow Horsemaster to zip across. I could have actually preemptively stopped that, but I didn't. Sad times. I want to set up Eridan. And I want to make sure that there's not another axe grinder spot being developed over there. So I'm giving up a bit of collection here in order for Eridan to get some work done. Because that will actually tip my Ancient Beastmasters out of reach of the Bomb Slinger. Which is really good. And worst case scenario now, even if Runin dies, I get to play an 8/8. It's pretty good. Like, I can keep playing Runin. I can play the long game. I have the resources to play the long game. Whereas I think for like Red Combat, Red can play the long game, but not against Green. Not very effective against Green, especially this new version with the Beastmasters. Especially now I got Eridan as well, because all my cards are going to be overstatted, and it's going to be very difficult to maneuver around it. If anyone can do it, it's going to be Mino, but that's where I kind of see the matchup at this current stage of the game. I'll play for the long game here and just try and get as much value as possible out of these Beastmasters. I really messed up with that ball play. Really messed up. It's gonna retreat. Then double neutral, potentially to stop me from pushing up the right hand side. Oh no, well, it wouldn't make a difference actually. Emperor's Command, alright. So we're going to take a boar over here, just as a collector. Now it's quite cheap. Double neutral up here. So we can get an aggressive forest down, and then I can start applying pressure of my own. We have control of the left-hand side. A little vulnerable to Firestorm at this point. Even double Firestorm's pretty good, because it will clear my boar, but my Faeria Golem will live. I'll be pretty happy with that. It's going to be a Grimguard. Into a Gift of Steel. Into a Gift of Steel. We're really going all out here on the Grimguard. What have I got? 7 damage. I still have 4 life remaining. Yeah, let's draw. Feed the forest. What do I even feed? Maybe Runin. Yeah, take the collection here. Clear. Let's run this guy in. Could get an even bigger Runin then. Let's feed her. Lots of Faeria to work with. Go for a Beastmaster here. And take a Grove Guardian. Alright, so Emperor's Command is there to make sure that Grimguard doesn't kill my Grove Guardian. I'm doing it preemptively. Now, I could have used it as a removal option, but I decided, actually, you know what? I'm just going to play it preemptively to make it very difficult. And I think Mino's going to throw in a towel there. The feed was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous draw there for me. If the game went on any longer, like I was tri-collecting. I could have went into Runin on the follow-up, which would have become an 11-11, I believe. No, a 12-12. And if I could have squeezed in another Beastmaster somewhere, it would have been way too difficult for me to come back. But good game. Just goes to show, you know, if you just endure the onslaught and you get a good feed here and there, things can go very well for this deck. Alright guys, into our final game. Things have been alright so far. We've gone 2-2. We've seen some good answers to this deck as well, which I'm pretty pleased about. This is a terrible hand. It's absolutely awful. Hopefully we can get something better. I mean, I can go to Tiki Caretaker on the next turn as a 3-3. That's not too bad, I guess. But I'd rather not. I'd rather play something a bit more effective, like a Willow at this point, or maybe Beastmaster into Willow. But yeah, we should be okay, I think. I think the Tiki Caretaker is not too bad. We can still ramp up to some forest. Oh, that's absolutely perfect. So we can just snipe one of these guys off. We snipe this guy off, and then he has to double neutral down this side. I like it. Or we snipe this guy off and force him to come down this side. Yeah, let's do that. Nom nom nom. Eating frogs for breakfast. Demon Stalker loves frogs. Best food, I've been told. Yep, forcing the frog to come down this way. To match our spider. And look at that. Another spider shows up just in the nick of time. And bam. Cleared the board. Now we have 2/2/2s. How the tables have turned. So what's next for Spectacle? Another Battletoads? I have the Tiki Caretaker follow-up, so if a Battletoads does come down, like here, I can just go Tiki Caretaker and power up this and push it up behind. And at least then it can contest the Battletoads. It might die to both of them, but I don't mind. I'll still have the Tiki Caretaker in this position where it can defend. But it's just going to be Lake and Pass, and we do get the Ancient Beastmaster. Don't need to play it just yet. Don't need to play it just yet. We can play it when we want to power something up. There's no point in preemptively playing it. We want to get value out of it immediately if we can. In some situations, you're going to have to play it down, but in this specific situation, we can just wait and go for the Faeria Golem as a follow-up. So this is looking very Dream Reaver-ish to me, which can be a difficult deck to play against, I can imagine, because Dream Reaver, this is a 7/10. It's quite bulky. Beirut is another card that could be quite a problem. Forbidden Library. Okay. Oh, Eridan, hello. So you can actually feed Eridan. It's not the most efficient way of gaining Faeria, but I already have a mountain of Faeria already. So let's make sure this forest doesn't get eaten by Beirut. Go for Eridan. Feed it. 2-4. It's not enough to kill this, unfortunately. Get the Beastmaster down. Move this. Yeah, and we'll pass. So, fortunately, Beirut's only converting one of our forests into a lake right now. The library is pretty strong. The library is gonna give our opponent a good source of income. Not really under any threat from us because we're a slow deck. Frogify, of course, is gonna be pretty devastating. Phantasm's not too bad. I can go Tiki Caretaker Elderwood to finish off Beirut if I need to. So I'm kind of hoping there isn't a Frogify. If there isn't a Frogify, I'm gonna feel pretty good. Alright, opponent's trying to figure out what to do. Maybe Frogify is not in hand. Maybe I'm a bit lucky here. Can take the clear on the spider. I mean, the spider's threatening the library with that move. It's also threatening collection on the top left-hand well, which is why I positioned it up that way, just to give my opponent something to think about. Gonna have a lake. Okay, I respect it. I think that's a very cool play. I like it. We can just clear out this Beirut before it does any real damage, and then I can collect. I want to make a land so I can move this spider over, so I can use this spider, get some use out of it, and then just power up this to finish it off. Let's do that. I'll take double neutral, because then I can set an aggressive land here if I need it. Spider can go in, and then we can play a Tiki Caretaker. Do I even want to play Tiki Caretaker, because this Beirut could take value on it? Unless I play it this side. Because I'm gonna go. Yeah, because I'm gonna go down to 4. Maybe if I just Elderwood instead. I could Tiki Caretaker actually. Just to push it just out of reach of the Beirut. Because we know there's no Frogify. Now, Frogify could easily just get picked up now, and I'll feel very sad about the Tiki Caretaker play. But to be fair, like, I feel that getting the playing out a Frogify here, maybe I just take a risk and say, you know what, you didn't have Frogify last turn, you can pick it up this turn, but if you don't pick it up, I'm in a very good position to just finish off Beirut. And then my spider's also in a very good position to kill the library. So could Frogify move up, clear the spider? But then I have a double collector. A jumping double collector. This is where we see another creation. Takes a draw. Okay, so is Frogify not in hand? Is that the reason you would draw in this position? I don't think it is. I don't think there is a Frogify. Yep, gonna take value on the frog. I respect that. On the frog, the spider. Maybe pass. Gear up for a Dream Reaver on the follow-up. Chaos. Okay, so maybe this isn't the deck I think it is. Well, you're going down, Beirut. And then we're going to take an aggressive forest into the Thorian Golem. And the library is in a very interesting position because the library is actually protecting our Faeria Golem from the chaos. Not that chaos is really in a position where it can kill a Faeria Golem, but if it gets frogified, my frog can kill the library. So I can actually use the library to my advantage here and start smoking and getting that life down, forcing my opponent to use Emperor's Command as a heal rather than as a way to trigger chaos down and, you know, get some good chaos triggers off. If we see an Imperial Engineer deck come, it's going to kill the Caretaker, but the Ancient Beastmaster is still going to live. I could potentially still continue to get value off it. I'm hoping I draw another creature with a good, strong body, because then I can go Forest here, and then I can play that creature behind the Faeria Golem, just in case something happens to this. It's going to be a Battletoads. Into another library. Living life on the edge. Alright. Although it's pretty good. Didn't pick up the creature I wanted, unfortunately. So I can do 10 damage. That's just lethal. Library very risky there. Pop. Yeah. And the library's gonna win the game for us. What triggers first? Chaos triggers first. And boom. Into boom. And there we have it. And the Frogify gets destroyed off the top there. Such BM. The Beastmaster deck BMing its way to victory in that last game. Concluding this episode with a 3-2 score. And that concludes this episode of Become a God with the Beastmaster Green, that's picked up in popularity recently in both competitive play and ladder play. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I showed a bit of disdain for playing this deck. Like I said, I'm not a fan of it, but I felt like it was worth showcasing because it has become popular and I wanted you guys to be aware of it in case you want to try it yourself, because you guys might enjoy it, but also just to see ways to defeat it and some of the options they have going into matches. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Haven't already, drop that subscribe to keep up to date of when our content goes live. I hope you've been enjoying Become a God and Will It Work, and I will be doing an additional episode of Will It Work this week, which will follow on from this. I do have a deck in mind, which I have been playing, and I hope you guys will enjoy watching me play it and learning more about it. So until next time, guys, take care and enjoy Green Beastmaster.